I participated in the examination, the graduation test, and I'm a bit worried now because although I reviewed everything, but I'm a bit worried now because I'm scared until that time. Maybe the test is really difficult. Many of my friends worry about that.
Well, honestly, I thought I was gonna get really worried when I did specifically the math test during my high school entrance exam. But there's actually nothing to be worried about, to be honest, because, like, of course, feeling worried is a normal feeling for every student, and if you're not worried, it basically means that you don't pay any attention to your life or your future. But honestly, in the morning when I woke up for my first day, which I took the literature exam, I did not feel anything. Like, when I woke up, I thought, oh, it's just another normal day. And then I went to the school, I went in to take the test, and then after like 2 hours, I finished and everything went perfectly. So I think the point here is not to stress yourself out too much, or you may ended up thinking too much. Similarly, when I take the math test, I get kind of worried in the morning because you see, after I finished having breakfast, I went upstairs to review them again, some of the important exercises. But I think, like, my tip is to not get worried, because if you review anything, you'll do great. There's nothing to be worried about, and the more you keep on reviewing them all over again, the more you're gonna get yourself, like, kind of like stress yourself out.
Yeah, and although I participated in many kind of examination, but I think the time I feel like the least worry is when I take the high school entrance exam. At that time I feel the least worry because I feel really confident about that.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, it's not like you're gonna be too confident or too stressed, but the point is just basically believe in yourself and think of it as an exam that you will do good. So, like, in the morning when I took the math test, because we have to wait around nearly an hour before we actually did the test. So I just kind of like lie on the desk and think about everything, like think about some good stuff in my life, and do not stress out about it. When I look at the math test, the first thing I thought in my head was, okay, this is a long test because it's actually really long. It's 4 pages. But turns out, just because it's long doesn't mean I can't do it. And the point to getting a good score is by reading every single question carefully, because this is a question, it's really long, and I thought I can't do it. But that's not the point, because if you read it carefully, you're going to ace anything that you put out for yourself.
Yeah, sometimes I feel that like the math question is really long, and sometimes I feel that I read the literature question or maybe like a literature paragraph rather than a math question, because sometimes it's long and it's difficult to understand as well.
And like this morning, I spent around 30 minutes to write some gift cards for my teacher. I'm really excited because after today, when I finished another debate, it's the same debate tournament, yesterday we lost all 3 rounds because this tournament is not like any other tournament. Like, so the past tournaments, there will be strong teams and weak teams, right? There will be pros and there will be people who are amateur. But this debate is specifically for national teams, and like literally all of them are national teams. And we debated with like Romania and Estonia, and we lost. Well, we kind of like, had a split decision. So there are 2 judges, and one agrees with us and one disagrees. But unfortunately, the one who disagrees with our team is the chair. So she could decide anything she wanted. But yeah, I'm not too stressed out about that. It's a fun tournament, and at least I can spend some time for my other things. Like this morning, I have to finish the form for the MUN conference. I got 1 question left. It's kind of hard. It's about like national sovereignty or something. So I think like this afternoon during break time, I can just spend like 30 minutes really quickly to finish the remaining question.
Yeah, so have you like so how much kind of video have you seen of the attendance
Of the what?
of the people who signed your kind of cup?
A club? Well, not much. It's only for one day, and I think people are more interested in being a member than a host.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not looking for too many hosts. We're just looking for 10. That's all.
Yeah, I think that maybe because like they not really understand how like what kind of activity the host would do, or maybe like how they organize a kind of talk.
Well, it doesn't really matter. Like, what matters is your command of English. Like, if you have like a decent, you don't have to be like extremely perfect. But if you have a decent command of English, you can be a host. Like, before actually being the host, we will have a Zoom meeting to kind of like train the host and tell them what are the things they should do. And I believe it's actually pretty simple because they also get a chance to practice speaking at the same time. And I think like if people signed up for being a host, they probably do get a decent understanding of what it's like. So I'm not too worried. But I think people are more interested in becoming a member, which after this tournament, I will create another form for members.
Yeah, because become a member, it just follow the host. So the most important thing in a kind of talk is the host, and many people like they not feel very confident about that because maybe they worry about their kind of ability to organize a talk, or maybe sometimes they cannot come up with a good idea, so they worry about those things.
Well, actually, ideas are tremendous, and there are lots of them, like lots of websites. So I don't think like thinking of idea is a problem. The problem here is keeping the members engaged. Because if you just simply ask question and they answer, and then ask question and answer, it's not really good engagement, and people can get like tired and sick of it.
Yeah,
so, like,
that sounds simple, but many people struggle with that.
Yeah, they're struggling with it. So like the point here is keeping people engaged, which I think it's a good chance for them to practice. Like it's just like a simple talk, nothing too big, nothing too professional. And I'm also really excited because next Monday I get to meet my teachers and my friends. We're gonna have a little cafe thing. We're gonna meet up at a cafe and talk, just have fun there. And I also prepared some gift cards for them. Like, I read it by myself, and it actually takes a longer time than I expected. At first, I decided to write something simple and short, but then it turns out to be kind of long, and it takes more time. And there's still one deadline, which is the last question on my MUN form. I think it's kind of difficult, but I probably will finish it this afternoon. It takes too much time now, and I'm probably gonna ask some of my friends for some suggestion because some of my friends are pretty good at, politics, or when it comes to conflicts resolution between countries. To be honest, when you have to act like a permanent member in like the UNSC I told you this morning, it's hard to think of a solution. But yeah.
Đi về cất đi con, cất đi được rồi con.